Tim Hardaway and Mitch Richmond team up to host NBA Grooves.
What kind of music you like? Man, I like all type of music.
It's a music video tour of the NBA.
You are in the groove, baby!
With lots of NBA action, mixed up with hot music from Blackstreet, Republica, Shaq, Yvette Michelle, and more. NBA Grooves. In stores now through NBA.com or by calling 1-800-NBA-HOOPS. From NBA Video.
When you combine the size and strength and power that he has, it makes him an almost unstoppable force.
Oh, what a powerhouse move by Shaq.
This guy has so much talent. He can do whatever he wants.
Makes the play into O'Neal. O'Neal across the lane. Dumps it in the face of Ostertag.
There's just no one that physically can even come close to challenging him.
He's a massive player with massive skills, man. And, he dominates the game like no other.
Get out of here with that stuff. Who do you think you are?
I am Kazam!
You're kidding, right?
They love him. He's a comedian.
Shaquille has bigger-than-life personality.
Es el mejor canal de Chile.
Es el mejor canal de Chile.
Quiero Chile. Show Jackie, gracias.
Shaq is putting on a show. He is putting on a show.
He has such a fun way about himself.
I think you're such a big dog, Jay Leno. You guys, big good-looking guy.
He is definitely in a world all his own.
It's hammer time.
From the Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal.
He came to the NBA in 1992, a 20-year-old, natural-born thriller. He had a great name, he had fame, and he definitely had game.
Nice spin by Sally, good pass to Cycli, and the dunk is turned back by O'Neal. A major league block by Shaquille. Look out!
Lost to Hardaway. Here is Shaq, baby.
He has been a force here.
Hold on to the roof! The Shaq attack!
NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA Scoring Champion. The world is mine, he proclaimed, and people expected the world of him.
You get the idea he feels he can do whatever he wants.
The expectation is just something I got to deal with. I've been dealing with this since the age of 15.
I can handle it.
You may be seeing the birth of a superstar tonight.
Michael Jordan didn't come in and everything was expected of him right away. I've said right along that Shaquille O'Neal was Michael Jordan 3 years before Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan.
It took Michael Jordan 7 years to win his first NBA title. Shaq led the Orlando Magic past the Bulls and into the NBA Finals in just his third.
Here's the, cherry on the sundae. The Orlando Magic, the #1 seed in the East, gets the victory.
The new kid on the block carried his team into a final showdown against the league's best.
Welcome to the 1995 NBA Finals.
Tonight, it is the Magic against the Houston Rockets. The big fella, Shaquille O'Neal, against the big guy in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Take this sting out of Hakeem, Shaq!
The 32-year-old Olajuwon is the NBA's best player. His team, its defending champion. O'Neal and the Magic test themselves against those standards.
By any standard, Shaq played brilliantly.
So many moves, so much power. Unstoppable.
But in the end, the Rockets played like champions.
Smith circles out back. Instead, they give it to Drexler. Drexler driving. He goes. He puts it up. On the rim off. Tipped in by Hakeem. The Houston Rockets have stunned the Orlando Magic.
I think once we made it to the finals, we kind of relaxed. We had set goals, but I don't think we really set our goals high enough. Everybody just talked about getting to the finals. I never once heard anybody say, win the whole thing.
Olajuwon, yes, the foul. The celebration has begun here in Houston.
It is a sense of disappointment. Nobody really remembers the runner-ups. They only remember who won it. And that year in '95 when we went to the finals. Houston Rockets swept the Orlando Magic.
In 1996, another NBA legend stood between Shaq and a title. Michael Jordan and the Bulls had won a record 72 games during the regular season, then swept the Magic in the conference finals.
And the Magic are history.
After 4 seasons in Orlando, Shaq became a free agent. No big man of his stature had changed teams since 1975 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to the Lakers. Would Shaq follow in those giant footsteps?
And that brings us to Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando wants him, the Lakers want him.
David, is Shaq going to end up being on the move, going to Los Angeles?
Well, I think that's the $54,000 question.
What are we looking at? What are we talking about?
I don't know. Your salary.
No!
Your salary, I want what you make.
Nobody's worth that kind of money.
For Shaq, the decision was ultimately a simple one.
At that point in time, I felt that it was time for a change. It was time for me to move on, and I did that.
I can't tell you how excited Southern California is today. The Los Angeles Lakers have acquired a 24-year-old superstar who we feel is going to bring us to that incredible level that this franchise has enjoyed in Los Angeles. When we signed him, I can't tell you the elation that was within our building. They know how important he is to the sports scene in Los Angeles.
Once I heard that we had him, it was incredible, man. The fanfare that came when he came.
We were kind of, looking for an identity for 3 or 4 years, and he went out and got Shaq Daddy. And I moved back from Hawaii.
In the 80s, the crowd seemed to reverberate in here even when the game wasn't going on. It's back, and Shaq has brought it back.
A 7-1 center, number 34, in its 5th year from LSU, Shaquille O'Neal.
From the start, the Lakers let Shaq do what he does best, dominate.
Got a slam dunk. I think we're better off when he's way out in front. He get right there in front of that rim. Nobody can guard him.
He drives and spins. Wow, baby!
He's agile. It's quick. It's nothing you can do with somebody that size and that dominating.
Go, Shaq! Go to the hole, Shaq!
Well, then Shaq again, he's going to the hole. He's there. He slammed dunk.
There's nobody out there today that has the size combined with basketball ability that he has. He really can do it all.
What a performance by Shaquille O'Neal.
With the Lakers, it was clearer than ever that Shaq was more than a great player. He was a star. And Los Angeles was the city where Shaq always knew he could shine brightest.
As a youngster, I always dreamed about playing for the Lakers, and I always said if I had the opportunity to pick where I wanted to play, it'd always be for the Lakers. I think Los Angeles is a perfect place for me to be. I could live in a city where I could be myself. Now I'm a big fish with other big fish in a real big pond, and I could blend in, and I could live my life.
It was more than the city. It was the team that made LA a perfect fit.
It's a great feeling to put on a Laker uniform, or they have a great tradition. I remember watching the Showtime in the 80s and nothing but fast break basketball. Magic Johnson making great passes. They're just out there, having a good time winning.
Magic is doing anything he wants to do out there. He's turning the boats on.
Magic is straight down the middle. Still going, still going. Oh! Highlights, Bill. That is Laker Showtime basketball.
The Lakers had always built their winners around big men. In the 1950s, George Mikan became the NBA's first great center and the league's first true celebrity. He led the Lakers to 5 NBA championships in 6 seasons. In the 1960s, forward Elgin Baylor and guard Jerry West were perennial All-Stars and future Hall of Famers. They carried LA to the NBA Finals 8 times, but they never won it all until they traded for the man in the middle. With Wilt Chamberlain, the Lakers set a record for wins in a season and captured another NBA title.
The Los Angeles Lakers are the greatest winning team in the history of basketball.
After Wilt, it was Kareem who took center stage in LA, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer helped deliver 5 championships in the 1980s.
The Lakers win another world championship.
So in the 90s, following in the great tradition of Laker centers, who could possibly belong in LA more than the big man with Shaq appeared? And the Shaq attack, the most powerful low-post game in the league.
When you consider that George Mikan and Will played for the Lakers and myself, that gives Shaquille a lot to live up to. But I think that Shaquille has the potential to add to the legacy of great Laker centers.
He's completely different than all the other centers we've had, kind of a combination of all of them.
Can he be the best center ever? Can he become that?
No doubt in my mind that Shaquille's in that class of Wilt and Kareem.
All those guys are great players, but I want to become the first Shaquille O'Neal. Not the next Kareem, not the next Wilt, not the next George, the first Shaquille. And, you know, hopefully my name would be instilled in the name of great Laker big men.
Imagine this, if you went through, let's say you played 12 years in this league, and you didn't win a championship, would that be one of the biggest disappointments in your career?
It probably would, because that's what I play for. I don't play for the money, I don't play for the fame. I want to get to the level of where you was at, when you was with Showtime, 1 through 5, where Magic Johnson was at, where Wilt Chamberlain was at. That's the level that I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to win. Because, you know, right now they say, oh, Shaq can do this, he can do that, but he hasn't won a championship yet.
So that's basically the most important thing to you right now is winning a championship.
I have 10 fingers and no rings, and I love jewelry.
Utah's 15-game winning streak on the line. Shaquille fadeaway, got it! Shaquille O'Neal beat the buzzer to win it for the Lakers.
With Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain, we won a championship here. And with Shaquille O'Neal, we're going to win another championship.
If the Lakers' hopes ride on his broad shoulders, then it's also on him to live up to his massive potential. And no one knows that better than Shaq himself.
I try to get better in every aspect of my game. I just want to try to stay in the game and just play well. And every year, just take my game to a new level.
Shaq's turn at the base, 16-footer. Nice.
Well, this guy is making giant strides.
Oh, yeah.
The guy gets better every year. If you see him, actually see the progress he's made each year, it's almost a miracle.
Shaq had a fully developed big-time power game when he came into the league. But he's been developing the finer points of the game since day one as well.
And he's gotten better, folks. Just think in another couple years what he'll be like. Feed from O'Neal Hardaway.
To become the best, Shaq studied the best.
I wanted to be able to, you know, run the floor and, you know, catch lobs like Dave Robinson. I wanted to have the fierce intensity of a Patrick Ewing. I wanted to have the moves like a Hakeem Olajuwon.
And Shaq sought out the one he admired the most.
I've been working with Hakeem ever since I first came in. When I first came in, I called Hakeem up, and he showed me some moves.
Though Hakeem had taught Shaq some hard lessons in the '95 finals, it wasn't before the student had schooled the teacher a few times too.
He's a unique player. His size, his quickness, his movement, his power.
Shaq went to the rack, and he took everybody with him.
That was bigger. I like to be like him.
Their mutual respect and their friendship grew. During the 1996 Olympics, the two great big men shared weeks of quality time with the men's national team.
Look at Shaq.
Beyond his mentor, Shaq had the opportunity to hone his game by working against the NBA's elite.
Ready to help. Be ready to help. Come on.
Nice move, Shaq.
It's a way to work at it. It's a way to work at it.
These experiences, when he looks back on his career, he'll find that these are the times he grew the most. He learned the most because he's around talented guys who are smart enough to know the game and teach him the game and make him a better player. So when he goes back to his guys, he'll have that experience.
Side by side and pound for pound with the world's best players, Shaq's determination measured up.
Who's that?
Shaquille.
Shaquille.
The other day I had to stay here and speak.
and he was in the weight room, and then came out and he's working on his free throws out here, and I was impressed.
Shaquille was awesome today. You know, the guy is just, his improvement is incredible. He was doing everything today.
He's an excellent coach. I'm glad to be here, and every time he tells me something, I'm going to be sucking up his advice.
Come game time, the results were there for the world to see.
Leading O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. And they're putting on a show now.
Oh, great pass. Not good. I mean, great pass.
Here's Pippen. Has taken over to the delight of this crowd.
Shaq not only helped USA basketball remain king of the world, he was a clown prince, keeping his team loose between games.
He's quite a character. He makes everybody laugh. He's very joking, laughing, grabbing people. I mean, he's just a fun guy to be around.
That's good, Shaq. Me gusta. Canal 13.
Canal 13.
Siempre lo veo.
Siempre lo veo.
Es el mejor canal de Chile.
Es el mejor canal de Chile.
Quiero Chile. Chao, Jackie, gracias.
Y'all don't know nobody like me. Off the court, silly, extroverted. Right now, we're in the locker room, and I'm going to look at my boys' Gators. Last time I touched them, they bit me. Let's see what they do this time. Get your Gators! But on the court, dominant, elbow throwing, dunking, just everything.
Shaq has become a sensation around the league and around the world.
Everything I do in my life, I just try to keep things simple. It'd be very impossible for me to play 80 games in the season and do a movie. To play 80 games in the season and do a rap album. Basketball is my main focus. Everything else is just peripheral. So in the summer, when I'm working out, if I get the opportunity to do other things, that's when I take advantage of those opportunities.
All right, here we go. Roll sound and action.
Shaq's natural screen presence has him in constant demand for commercials, and he has become a larger-than-life figure among the giants of sport.
I feel like a kid.
He has a great love for music, and when it came time for Shaq to do his own albums, he came custom wrapped in platinum.
I took a stand in the 90s, shook but unturning. It's the fact that Shaq could leave a cold track burning, leaning low in the Tahoe, my whole crew to follow. A convoy, $100,000 cars follow. Keep your eyes on the biggest big man in the era, whether it's rap or ball and Rico Gates bring the terror. DWIS to the M, the world is mine, and I'ma shine from now to 99.
I consider myself a new breed. You know, most guys that play professional sport just, stick to that one profession. For me, I have many other loves, I have many other talents, so, I try to take advantage of all opportunities.
It was a matter of time before Shaq moved from the hardwood to Hollywood.
We have to do it again, please.
The movie was Blue Chips, and Shaq was a natural.
The amazing thing to me is he's such an instinctively good actor. He read the script and he immediately understood what it was all about. He's very funny, he's warm, he knows where the jokes are, he knows where the humanity is.
Marker. Here we go, guys.
Before long, Shaq was a leading man.
Watch it, boy. You don't want to diss me, or I'll diss out my misery.
Cut.
She may never walk again.
Shaquille has that bigger-than-life personality. He totally captivates a movie screen. I mean, my kids have loved seeing him on the screen, and kids that I see around really love his face and his personality.
He's in demand wherever he goes around the world.
6乘3之间，夏克现在控球还有胯下运球，头一个3分终于进了。
And in every country, he always makes time for kids.
Thank you, little man. Appreciate it.
He's not afraid to be the world's biggest kid with the world's biggest heart.
And you just have to, develop your own certain style. My style is, just silly, big and silly.
In a time when many major athletes avoid their fans for a lifestyle of the rich and famous, Shaq remains real people, proving that you can be everybody's hero and still your own man.
Round me good, Dave.
Well, I think that he has such a fun way about himself that he laughs at himself, and which is good. I think that to be that young, that talented, with that kind of personality, this world is mine sounds pretty good to me.
Shaq may be the center of a one-man entertainment empire, but the game remains the foundation of his life.
Off the court, I have a upbeat personality, but when I'm on a basketball court, I mean nothing but business.
It's a philosophy Shaq has been known to take to extremes around the basket.
Slammer! Shaq man. Oh, what a powerhouse move by Shaq.
Nobody is going to stop me from getting to the basket. It's impossible. It's against the law.
O'Neal gets the offensive hard. Ouch!
Ostertag leaning on Shaq, who spins and goes strong to the bucket.
I want to be known as 7'1", 315 of nothing but power.
Here's gonna rattle.
Here's the monster of the Midway, who has force like the Terminator.
Shaq spins. Oh, the extra move, he dunked it!
When you see someone 300, 315 pounds running at you, full speed on every play, that's what scares people. Man, when Shaq dunks, I just look at him like, did you see what you just did?
2:37 to play in the third. Long pass. Oh, what a play! Shaq O'Neal scored it. He is fouled high in heaven.
My favorite move is my spin move, which is called the Black Tornado.
O'Neal into the lane. Slammer! Oh, baby! Save the women and children on that one.
Because when I spin through the lane, whoever's in the way get tossed up.
We're just doing like a 2-on-1, 3-on-2 drill. And I'm running back on defense, and I'm guarding in the middle, and it's Nick and Shaq. And Shaq kicks the ball up to Nick. I'm thinking Nick's gonna lay it up. And he kicked it back to Shaq. I looked out the corner of my eye, and for a minute there, split second, I didn't realize it was Shaq. So I turned around, man, he's just coming down how Shaq cocks it all the way back. I ran out of there so fast, man, I said, don't you ever get underneath me again. Okay.
Dumps it inside to Shaq. There's the power jam from the Diesel. Oh my, the whole basket stanchion still shaking down there.
I tell you, against New York, I think you felt the vibration. That was an unbelievable dunk he had that night.
Lob under to Shaq. Oh! Shaq guides it home with a right hand slam dunk.
I'll tell you, it's a good thing nobody was under the basket when that one came through. Concussion time.
It's amazing. First the quickness and then the power of O'Neal.
The paint is Shaquille's private property on the defensive end of the floor, too, with severe penalties dished out to trespassers.
Basketball is a game of reaction. and I just have to react to the next move.
In his first year in LA, Shaq averaged more block shots than any Laker since Kareem led the league in 1980.
The little guy, Hardaway, is looking up and wondering what hit him. It was Shaquille O'Neal. Pass underneath, Manning's got it. Another block by Shaq O'Neal. He fly swaps it into the stand. Williams against Shaq, down the middle, does a 360 turn, and Shaq puts it into the stand with a great block.
Shaq blocked that shot so hard, it almost put a hole in the floor.
This guy is so strong, it's unbelievable.
He's the NBA's man of steel, but like the original Superman, Shaq has his kryptonite too.
You love to go to Shaq because he can score, but you don't want to go to him because he can't shoot free throws.
That time Shaq went to the line, which for Shaq can always be an extravaganza anyhow when he goes to the free throw line.
Always an experience.
So I tell you, he could have started a housing development. Man, that was a load of bricks.
That's the point of it. You get Shaq on the line, where he's a poor free throw shooter to say the least.
Oddly enough, it's become one of his trademarks.
Up there! Throw it! Quick! Throw it!
I never make these.
Looks like we're going to shoot free throws to settle this one.
Every athlete should be able to laugh at himself, because if you start to take yourself too seriously, sooner or later it's going to create a problem. I think people love the fact that here's this big guy who has a vulnerable spot.
Never could make the free throws.
And I think for him, that's maybe his biggest challenge.
Though he's kept his characteristic sense of humor about it, Shaq knows free throw shooting is no joke.
I have like a steel suit on, there's like a little hole in it. Free throw shooting. So, once I, patch that up, I'll be very, very unstoppable.
Back in Orlando, Shaq sought out the free throw doctor, Buzz Brayman, in hope of a cure. In LA, he's continued to attack the problem, working with Coach Adele Harris and Laker legend Magic Johnson.
He did it. Son of a gun has made 10 out of 12 tonight.
You can see the confidence rising in his free throw shooting.
In this life that we live in, I don't know of anybody who can do everything great. I mean, I do a lot of things great, and that's probably one thing I don't do great, but will it slow me down anyway? I doubt it.
Shaq may not have always been a soft touch at the line, but where his human touch is concerned, he's always been a league leader. Recently, Shaq's helping hand rebuild a Boys and Girls Club in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. And back in LA, he dished out the annual Shaq's Giving Dinner. And Shaq's proudest achievement was opening the TWISM corporate headquarters in Compton, California.
TWISM is an organization I created about 8 years ago, me and my cousins. It stands for The World Is Mine.
It's a full-service printing facility dedicated to bettering the lives of local youth.
I'm just doing what I was taught by my parents, Phil and Lucille Harrison. I was always taught to help those in need. And like I said, I'm creating jobs for younger kids so they could do something positive. And maybe one day if they save their money up and get the knowledge, they can own their own factory. Everybody just needs a start. Once they get the start, then they just have to follow their dreams. Life is simple. We as people just make it complicated. Here you go.
Thanks.
I travel a lot, but you don't have to play in the NBA to visit new places and meet new people. All you have to do is pick up a book, because when you know how to read...
Shaq's commitment to the NBA's literacy campaign extends his reach across the country.
And so the detective said the butler didn't do it. It was... my book!
We came out here to California, where he is now the big Laker man, and are shooting a spot that shows Shaq's sense of humor and his interest and love for books.
Brick, look what I've got. Yes, I am involved with RIF. For those who don't know, RIF stands for Reading is Fundamental. And I think it's very important that children start reading at an early age. It's a good thing he doesn't play basketball.
Once you're around him, his personality is really contagious. I think the thing that's most touching for me when I see him is his interaction with kids. I mean, there's a genuine love for kids with him.
When I was a child, I wanted to be like certain people, and I think our children enjoy me because they want to either be like me or be better than me.
Of all the people that I've known through my years, I've never met a more thoughtful man. He's a perfect representative of the team and of the league.
Hi, children. I can't hear y'all. I have a younger sibling, and I have friends, and I have a lot of family members with young children that look up to me. I know that I have to set good examples for them, and I can do that. Now I want y'all to repeat after me. Say, I, children. Chill. I, children of PS 51. I, children of PS 51. Promise to stay out of trouble. Stay in school. Follow my dreams. Listen to my parents. And still have fun. I think if our parents want their kids to be like me because I'm a good model citizen, then that's fine. But I just like keeping them out of trouble, making them smile. But again, you know, you have to be yourself. You know, you just have to be real.
Kids flock to Shaq everywhere he goes, and so do the big kids in the locker room. Shaq's exuberance knows no bounds, and he has infused the Lakers with his personality.
When he steps in our locker room, there's a real warmth. There's a joy in our locker room. He brings laughter.
Coach. Remember this? The women on the ball. You like?
Shaq is kind of like the fun leader of the group. He just keeps coming up with things to say.
Show him all the moves you possess inside.
It's his own brand of leadership. The team thrives on his playfulness off the court. Then rallies around him come tip-off.
I think the guys look up to me. You know, we just want to become a close-knit group.
With the force of his personality and his enthusiasm and just the physical presence, is a natural leader.
LA's hopes for a title sit squarely on his shoulders. And should the Lakers fail, Shaq knows that every finger without a ring will be pointing right at him.
You like the pressure of having this all on your back, you know, basically, because we do look at you to carry us. You know, you are a leader out there on the floor. We look to you to bring a championship back to LA, to get it where it used to be.
We all know what we're trying to do. We all know what we want to do. We all have the same goal, and our goal is to make it to the big dance. Right. And of course, I know if we don't make it to the big dance, it's probably all going to be my fault, and I could accept that. There's a lot of responsibilities when you're a so-called superstar, and I could accept being a leader, and I could accept criticism.
In recognition of his role as leader, the Lakers made Shaq team captain for the 1997-98 season. At just 25, he became one of the youngest captains in the NBA.
It just makes me feel kind of important, and I just know that it's going to be my job to get my guys focused and make sure that they come to play every night.
Players in the locker room just don't vote for you because you're nice. They vote for you because of respect and because you do take the game seriously.
When it's time to have a good time, they have a good time. You'll laugh and joke and make fun of people and things like that. But when it's time to get serious and it's time to get on somebody, he's really, really vocal about that.
If you're not doing what you got to do, he's going to tell you something about it. You know, especially if the game isn't going our way, he's definitely going to get down and say, "Come on, guy, you got to pick yourself up."
I try to lead by example. And if I have to get the guys up by, saying something to them, then I just try to stay positive. Just say help. Just, you know what? If I get him, let's go to mine. I'm right there. Okay. Just say help. I'm right there.
That's the way he leads. He doesn't lead by yelling or anything like that. He just comes over quiet. You may even make a joke about it.
Well, leaders are different. I don't try to copy anybody's style. I just be myself.
The greatest leaders don't just give a team direction. They give it a purpose and stamp it with their own persona.
He's playing with passion. Look at the energy on his face. It is carrying over to his team. He's the emotional leader of this team.
Kobe Bryant last year in the 5th game of the playoffs against Utah missed 4 straight three-pointers. The Lakers lost. Shaq ran out on the floor and put his arm around the kid and said, hey, you're going to be a great one. Don't let that bother you. And it really helped the kid. It really helped.
Shaq is really, he's been a real leader here tonight. His efforts outstanding.
He brings a sense of confidence in there that maybe we haven't had here since Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, players of that nature. He has one desire. He wants to try to win a championship.
The Lakers are now one of only 11 teams in NBA history to start a season with a 10-0 record.
Oh yeah, Shaq wants to get it done. Shaq wants to get it done. He's got the fire in him.
Just his presence on the floor picks up the other 4 players.
He came in like a rookie just to show the guys and to show himself, hey, I'm new here, I'm in town, I want to be one of you guys, not you guys come and join me. And so it became a family.
Started playing at age 9. My father introduced me to the game, and
I always dreamed about winning a championship.
my dreams are still not complete.
But I'm still a young player. A lot of years left. A lot of things to accomplish. It'll happen for me. So I'm competitive, and I'm a winner.
I love this game. Got that? With the heart and everything too?
Go Shaq! Go Shaq!
You guys are great.
Oh, Brick, look what I've got. Brick, look what I've got. Good dog, Bricky. Now give me the paper, yeah.
Like that?
I gotta give me a big smile though.
Secret Service just nominated me. Are you looking for me?
Yeah.
See me? I always got something to fall back on. Boris Becker. I look you in your eye like this and I throw it out. I love the game and I love the brownie, man. Brownie good, man.
I love the West Side. It's time to party. Whenever Superman is in the house. I love the East Side. It's time to party. Whenever Superman is in the house.
On the east side, as long as y'all got my back, then it's alright. But we can do it from the night until the daylight. I got something for my peace that can feel me. You know the critics in the press trying to kill me. I force it around my body that can shield me. There's nothing left for you to do but try to thrill me. I took a stand in the 90s, shook but unturning. It's the fact that Shaq could leave a cold track burning, leaning low in the Tahoe, my whole crew to follow. A convoy, $100,000 cars follow. Keep your eyes on the biggest big man in the era, whether it's rap or ball and Rico Gates bring the terror. D-W-I-S to the end, the world is mine, and I'ma shine from down to 99. Don't for breaking back, boy, it's easy. Leave it comp, shook, slippy, like they greasy. Pockets ain't cheesy, believe me. You can stack your chips on the remix and still couldn't see me. Now play me, run to the border, hit the water, cause your style and your profile is out of order. I flow like a river, none come bigger. It's a fact, Big Shaq is just one band. I like playing on the west side, even though I'm playing on the east side. As long as y'all got my back, then it's alright. But we can do it from the night until the daylight. I got something for my peace that can feel me, and all the critics in the press
fresh trying to kill me. A force field around my body that should shield me. There's nothing left for you to do but try to feel me.
We can cut through the red tape and bust through the fakers. Keep your eye on Big Shaq and put your money on the Lakers. I'm guaranteed
To do what?
I repeat, I'm guaranteed to bring it to your face indeed. Type of brother who can stay up all night and hit 40 after the game. Get naughty and pull your shorty, then it's on to the next state to bring it to your idol. Bring it to your whole team and bring home the title. And my crew, known for how we do when we travel. Let's battle, leaving folks grounded like gravel. Saddle up your horse and hit the course now in turn. You can stay on my face and watch a whole crew burn. Now some say I don't shine, I know a different story, never lie. Come watch me fly, the sky's no limit, and Shaq's no gimmick. You can mimic, but your front and your finish.
I like playing on the west side, even though I miss playing on the east side. As long as y'all got my back, then it's alright. But we can do it from the night until the day